How would you like to learn about computers and programming? Have you ever wondered what goes into building a robot or producing music? Today's guest has done all this and more. Prepare yourself to be amazed.
Thank you for joining us for today's edition of Person to Person. All the people involved in this program are students in the television production course and are directing, switching, controlling audio, operating cameras, and acting as talent for the first time today. Our guest today is a student at NCC whose discipline and great study habits have already given him the opportunity to do some cool things. We would like you to meet today's guest, Sully Bain.
How's it going, man?
How's it going?
Not too bad. I'm hanging out.
How are you today?
Wonderful, you know. The weather's finally getting nicer.
Yeah, it really is. You know, it's getting sick of the snow. I think spring starts tomorrow officially.
Does it?
Yeah,
that's going to be a good day. I hope so.
Yeah, finally get out the coat. So, what is your major? What helped you decide what you want to major in?
Well, I'm a computer science major. I've been doing it for the past few years, and I got pushed into it actually because of my dad. He realized, you know, there's a ton of job security. It's an interesting field, one that he didn't think I'd get bored with. And I'm super happy I actually listened to his advice for once, because it is a phenomenal field with a ton of different things you can do, and one I'm very glad I got into.
Yeah, you know, computer science seems like kind of one of those things that's kind of hard to get into, but, you know, I'm glad you're enjoying it. So,
thank you.
Just how much studying is involved in something like this?
Well, a ton. It's not going to be easy, and a lot of the reasons why people are put off initially for computer science is that the learning curve is just so steep, and it's supposed to be hard. It's not going to be easy for anyone, but you know, there's tons of research out there, a lot of very helpful videos. The textbooks are actually pretty interesting if you like what you're learning about, and there's definitely a lot of research, but it's interesting research, so it kind of pushes itself along a little bit. Nice.
What has been the most interesting thing you've learned thus far?
Oh, that's a good question. Up to this point, computer science related or otherwise?
You can talk about both.
Well, computer science related, I've been trying to learn a little bit more about machine learning, which I'm not too sure if you're familiar with. But essentially, you have so self-driving cars, right?
Yeah.
Cars got to go along the road.
Yeah.
It's got to ideally not hit people, not hit signs, not hit buildings, and all that stuff.
And just kind of function like a normal car, right?
Function like a normal car. You want it to actually go do car things.
Yeah.
And a lot of the algorithms put in place into this car for it to go along the car or go along the road doing car things are machine learning algorithms that people put in. So you classify, you know, what is a sign, what is a person, what is a building, what are things you want to avoid, and just go down the road. And you use machine learning to have a set of classifiers, so what a sign is, and you tell this the car, yo, these are, so a sign's going to have usually a stick, a circle at the top or whatever, and whenever you see one of those, do your best not to hit it. And a lot of that machine learning, that was just one example for it, but that can be applied to so many different fields of computer science and just different types of things that it's a fascinating field and a really cool subset of computer science that I was really interested to learn about.
What's something you'd like to learn or are looking forward to into learning later in this semester?
Well, I've been doing a little bit of reading on my own, and there's another subset of computer science called data mining, where you essentially, so it's 2019, you know, we've got tons of data out there, you know, Facebook's gotten all that trouble with the data leaks, Google is going to ask you for, you know, pretty much your social security number and all that stuff, which is cool as long as they keep it secure, but we have all this information out there, and data mining is essentially using that data to try to predict what could be going on later down the road, and I thought that was fascinating.
Yeah, data mining, it's like kind of almost like a personalized marketing system, like from those futuristic movies in the past, in a sense.
Essentially, you kind of want it to cater to the user. So, like I'm sure you might have heard, that your phone's microphone is always on, and you'll be speaking about something, and like Instagram will hear these ads, and they'll target, or hear what you're talking about, and they'll target ads to you.
Yeah, I remember I was thinking about, or like talking about going to Philadelphia for one point, and I started getting ads from Philadelphia. And
Yeah, that's what happens.
So crazy then. It's like, what?
I mean, they're trying to make sure that you actually buy those tickets from them, and they know that you're trying to go to Philadelphia, and they're using data mining algorithms to cater that to you.
Yeah, we're listening to you, so.
That's exactly right, yeah.
So, okay, so what are some of your favorite things to be given the knowledge you have so far?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Sorry, I don't know how this is written. What are some of your favorite things to build given the knowledge you have so far?
Ooh. Well, in terms of programs, I recently, so I tutor and I teach kids as well how to program. And one of the more interesting programs we put together was to track the International Space Station above us and set off a little notification when it's right above us. Because it's low enough in orbit that you can see it with your naked eye. And these kids put this program together, and I was able to say, on March 20th at 6:14 p.m., your program's going to tell you, go outside, look up, and you're going to see the International Space Station. So I thought it was cool because it was a direct application of what they know, and they can see it in the real world.
That's absolutely amazing. I don't know anyone else who could do that skill.
Maybe you could one day.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's possible.
Do you have a 5-year plan, and if so, what does it entail?
Ooh, ideally, 5 years down the road. I mean, I'd like to see myself in the software engineering field. That's the big plan. So, just baby steps on the way there. Internships, doing a little bit of more research, personal projects, and just trying to make sure I actually know enough so that when I am in the field, I don't look ridiculous.
Nice. Okay, what advice would you give to anyone considering getting involved in computer science?
First and foremost, you got to realize it's supposed to be hard. It's not a field that is for everyone, but if you put the time in, you do your research, you try to make sure that if you're making an error, if you're running into errors, there's a reason for it, and you understand what's going on. As long as you do the research, though, as long as you ask around, there are tons of very useful guides on the internet and very fascinating textbooks that you could look into and try to just reaffirm your grasp on whatever topic it is you're trying to learn.
Nice. And then let's see, final question here. What do you like to do for fun?
Ooh. Well, I play basketball occasionally. I've been playing for the past few years. A lot of times I've been messing around with FL Studio trying to make beats. The next step is to make good ones. So hopefully later on down the road we'll see where that takes me. But I've been reading, actually. I just started reading the first Lord of the Rings book. I'm not sure if you've ever read it, but
I was starting to watch a little bit of the movie like a couple days ago.
The movie?
Yeah.
I just went through all those with a couple of friends of mine. They're fantastic.
Yeah, I gotta sit down there that long though.
They are very long. There's a theatrical version and an extended version.
Oh god, and then you have widescreen, full screen. It's just makes it even more complicated.
No, but Tolkien knew what he was doing, and so mostly I guess reading, playing basketball, making music. Typical college stuff.
Yeah, man. We hope you enjoyed learning about computers, coding, robots, basketball, and everything in between. And we hope you will continue to enjoy us each week to meet more incredible people. We would like to thank Sully Bain for joining us today.
Thank you, man. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for the questions.
Thank you, too. And you have a great day.
You too.
Person to Person is a Norwalk Community College. It's a student production.